Hi, I'm Greg, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how I set up a Etsy shop selling personalised socks. I'll talk you through how I came up with the idea, what equipment and supplies are required, and how much money I've made. I've always enjoyed making things, and I decided I want to set up a little side business to make a bit of extra income with the hope that it would become a full-time income. The first thing I had to do was decide what I was going to make and sell, and I came up with the idea of socks. My thoughts on this were it's what a lot of people wear, so demand will be high. I can print pretty much any design on them, so I can cover any niche. So coming up with designs wouldn't be a problem. And they're also easy to ship. I can stick them in a large letter and send them all over the world, so large customer base. And the best thing of all is you can buy them in small numbers at low cost, so the business wasn't going to take a large capital to get going. The print method I decided to use was heat transfer vinyl. I feel this gives a great bold print. I did just white print on black socks and it stand out really well. It lasts really well. I did a few print tests and washed them 20-30 times to make sure they'd go through the wash okay, no problems. To cut the vinyl I used a Cricut, and then to heat transfer the design onto the socks I used a heat press. The Cricut is a great little machine for a small business or hobby even. They're not too expensive. There's loads of videos on YouTube on how to get it going. I found it quite easy, and I'd recommend one to anybody starting in this industry. Then the socks, I had the idea of buying the socks from a wholesaler, but as it happens I could buy them from a local supermarket, really good quality, really good price. So I literally just bought a handful of them to get started, and then I thought in time I'll move on to a wholesaler. The design software I used was Canva. Again, just look on YouTube, there are hundreds and not thousands videos of how to design on Canva. It's great software. Then I just had to use another program called Inkscape, which then converts the designs on Canva into a cut file for the Cricut. And then it was time to go. So I launched a shop back in the 3rd of September. I was putting about 10 to 20 listings on a day. Really easy designs where you could, text-based designs where you can literally replace one line of text and that would create another design. It took me till the 8th of December to get my first sale, so about a week, which I was quite happy about. It was great motivation to keep me going. And then a week later I got my second sale. By then I had about 150 listings on, and it was mainly in one niche, which was a type of sport. So I tried varying the niches and looking for other niches that would sell well. But varying the niches slowed the amount of designs I could get on down, and it still took another week to get my third sale. So 21st of September my third sale came in, but then things started to pick up. 2 days after that I made 2 sales in one day, which was very good, and then I started selling about a pair a day. So I finished September with a total sales figure of £119.85 from 18 orders. My visitors were 327, so that made me had a conversion rate of 4.3%, which I was quite happy with. Looking on other YouTubers' accounts, that seems to be the average, if not a bit lower than that. So I was happy at 4.3%. Early October, I started to get some reviews. I did reach out to a few of my first customers to ask for reviews, because again, I'd read on blogs and watched on YouTube videos that reviews can really help your account in the early days. People are a bit nervous to buy things from shops that haven't got reviews yet. So the first few days in October, I was seeing about 1 or 2 sales a day. But then it quickly got up to 2 to 5 pairs a day. At this point, I was quite happy, as with anything that you make to sell, the more you can sell, the quicker you seem to get at it. There's a there's an amount of time it takes to set up the machine and to tidy the machine away. So the more you can sell, the more of that time is actually generating income rather than messing about. And then around the 26th of October, I shot up to 16 orders in one day. And then a few days later, there was a day of 17, and a few days later, a day of 21. So this is when I start to believe this has got some potential. I knew Christmas was coming up, and I was hoping numbers would keep on coming. And I finished October on a total sales of £1,653.93, and the conversion rate had gone up to 10.9%, which I think that was thanks to some reviews on the previous sales. And again, I was really chuffed with that, and I could really see some potential. Then came November, and wow, this is when it really took off. It just kept on getting bigger. So one day we'd sell 20, the next day it'd be 30, the next day it'd be 50. The best day I even hit 60 orders in one day. Socks really are a great item to be selling at Christmas. And I finished the month of November on a total sales of £9,377.73. And the conversion rate went up again to 14.4%, which was brilliant. As I say, the average is between 1% and 3% on Etsy. So I was really happy with 14%. It was a struggle at this point, because obviously I still have a full-time job, and doing this amount of work in my evenings and weekends, it was hard to keep up. I did also start to worry that demand would outstrip supply, because I was just buying these socks from the local supermarket, and I was worried they would run out. Luckily they didn't, because I didn't have the time to source them from anywhere else. But luckily they held out, and they did have them. And going into December, I was doing sort of 70 to 80, even I think one day we did 85 orders in one day. But then came a problem. In the UK, we had a postal strike. This meant that nothing moved for days at a time, and I looked at alternative ways to ship the socks, but because it was so inexpensive to ship through Royal Mail, it just wasn't cost effective to ship another way. So on the 12th of December, I made a decision to close the shop. I'm absolutely gutted to be missing out at this peak time, but I'd rather take the dip in sales than have a load of products not getting to customers and then getting negative reviews in my first few months of business, which I knew would hurt me more than just closing the shop until the Royal Mail strikes were better. I still managed to do a total sales of £6,976.24 in the 12 days I was open, which is absolutely great. And that meant in my first 3 months of running the business, I'd done a total sales of £18,127.75. I truly couldn't have dreamed of achieving these sort of numbers back in September. So I was really happy. It wasn't easy. We had to have problems along the way. But the numbers in November, if we could repeat that next year, I will be really happy. I'm under no illusion that the sales will drop in the new year. I know the vast majority of these orders are Christmas presents for people, and in January you're not going to have those orders. But I've learned so much over the first 3 months that I will take into the new year and carry on. The first thing I've learned is, if you're thinking of doing an Etsy shop, just do it. I've looked at YouTube videos for years, watching videos of people making money on Etsy, and constantly thought, oh, I'd like to do it, but thinking about it doesn't make you any money. Just go and start. There's a lot of other ideas. I mean, socks has been quite an inexpensive business to get going. There are other things similar. Just pick one that you think you'll be interested in and go for it. The second thing I've learned is socks were a really good idea to go with. You can cover so many niches. With having limited space in this little office of mine, I couldn't have stocked hoodies, for instance. You know, if you had all the different sizes of hoodies in here and try to have a few of each size, it would just take too much space up. Sizes, I just stocked one size, which is an adult size, 6 to 11, and some vinyl, and all that fits on a box next to me here, and that's all I needed to run the business. The third thing I've learned is on the design front. Don't spend too long making the designs look amazing. I think my best selling designs were the most simple text-based designs, obviously funny ones. Some of the others, which I'd spent quite a bit of time on, just didn't sell. So all that's just wasted time. So try and spend as little time as possible. Text-based designs that you can literally replace one line or one word in that sentence, and that's another design mate. That is the best way to get as many designs on as possible. Yeah, and that's it. That's my video on my first 3 months of being in business on Etsy. Thank you for watching this long if you're still paying attention. Sorry about the not so good video, but again, that's another thing I've learned, that I think if you're going to do something, just do it and then worry about improving it down the line. I'll do another video in time with another update. So if you'd like to see how things are going, please subscribe and leave any comments below if you've got any questions, and I'll try and get back to all of them. Thank you for watching.